Good evening. Here is the news at 6. First, the highlights. Lagos Waste Management Authority urges residents to ensure proper waste disposal during and after Eid al-Fitr festivities. Tertiary Education Trust Fund mulls establishment of 18 innovation hubs in higher institutions across Nigeria. On the foreign scene, Sudanese army seizes control of Omdurman market in Khartoum. And in sports, United States University appoints Nigeria's Ganiat Adedunton as head coach of women's basketball team. And now the details. I am Akan Usen. The Lagos Waste Management Authority, LOMA, has called on residents to properly bag and dispose their waste through their PSP operators during and after the Eid al-Fitr festivities. LOMA's Managing Director, Muyiwa Badigashin, who made the call, said the authority has put adequate measures in place to ensure that the celebration is observed in a dirt-free environment. He noted LOMA's resolve to tackle all forms of improper waste disposal in the state, which had led to environmental degradation, appealing to residents to patronize only assigned PSP operators and shun garbage cart pushers whose activities undermine the agency's efforts. Badigashin said PSPs will be working all through the celebration, irrespective of their assigned days, stating that trash bags will be distributed via the waste collectors to enable residents bag their refuse properly. He urged the populace to desist from dumping waste indiscriminately on road medians, canals, uncompleted buildings, and other unauthorized locations, assuring that LOMA will be providing backup services for PSP operators in areas with service gaps. The LOMA boss also appealed to motorists to drive with caution to protect the lives of sanitation workers who would be active on major roads across the state during the festive period. The Lagos State Drivers Institute, LASDRI, has stressed the need for all road users to take safety measures seriously during the Eid al-Fitr celebrations. In her Eid al-Fitr message, LASDRI General Manager Afosat Tiamiyu commended the Muslim faithful for adhering strictly to Islamic injunctions by denying themselves food and drinks during the holy month and urged all to imbibe the lessons. Tiamiyu explained that this period is often characterized by increased movement and activity on the roads, leading to an increased risk of traffic crashes if safety measures are not given the needed attention. She admonished all road users to take frontline responsibility for their safety and that of other road users by refraining from overloading, speeding, and engaging in dangerous driving to ensure safe and incident-free Eid al-Fitr celebrations. Commandant General of the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, Ahmed Audi, has assured the public of a peaceful and secure Eid al-Fitr celebration following the deployment of a large number of personnel across the country. Audi, in a statement signed in Abuja, confirmed that the Corps had activated its officers in various zones, states, and formations to ensure a smooth holiday period. He also addressed recent security concerns, particularly the attacks on pipeline installations, emphasizing that any act of vandalism targeting critical national assets and infrastructure will not be tolerated due to its detrimental impact on the nation's economy. Audi stressed that effective collaboration among security agencies is key to combating crime and maintaining public safety. The Corporate Accountability and Public Participation Africa, CAPA, has urged government at all levels to reject privatization models and instead invest in the public water sector to ensure that water remains a public good and not a market commodity. This is just as it raised serious concerns about the efficacy of World Bank-supported privatization reforms intended to improve access to potable water in rural communities across Nigeria. The organization made the call at the media presentation of its new report, Big Debt, Big Thirst, a case study of World Bank-supported projects in Ekiti, Rivers, and Bauchi State. CAPA's executive director, Akinbode Oluwafemi, noted that water is a basic human right and the government cannot afford to outsource it to private companies whose primary concern is profit and not the welfare of citizens.
Research reveals that the water crisis confronting Nigeria and much of Africa cannot simply be attributed to environmental or demographic pressures alone, but also the predictable outcome of decades-long state withdrawal from public investment, coupled with the aggressive imposition of neoliberal policies falsely presented as pathway to development.
On her part, the program officer on water campaign, Sefa Ikpa, noted that the new report reinforces the argument that water privatization, like the electricity sector reforms, has failed to improve service delivery while burdening citizens with high costs.
As CAPA, we think that the Nigerian government needs to declare a state of emergency in the water sector. You know, there are sectors where the government cannot afford to play, and water is one of them. And that is because every day you use water, water is like air. You don't need to be sane, you don't need to be young. Every day you use water, no matter the state of your human form. And the government cannot afford to outsource that to private entities and allow the prices of water to be dictated by market forces.
CAPA, through its new report, recommended that the government explore public funding mechanisms such as using revenue from natural resources to finance water infrastructure projects and ensure long-term sustainability. And now to the rest of the stories. The Tertiary Education Trust Fund has announced plans to establish 18 innovation hubs across tertiary institutions this year to strengthen Nigeria's research and innovation. Executive Secretary of TET Fund, Sonny Echono, said this at the closing ceremony of the 30th cohort of the Research for Impact R4I initiative in Abuja. Echono noted that the initiative is part of the fund's commitment to fostering a culture of problem-solving, research, entrepreneurship, and technological advancement. He emphasized the importance of education and research in nation-building and sustainable development. Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has congratulated President Bola Tinubu on his 73rd birthday, describing him as a rare gift to humanity. He said President Tinubu at 73 deserves all the commendation for his contributions to politics, governance, economy, and the development of Lagos State and the country. Governor Sanwo-Olu, in a congratulatory message issued by his special advisor on media and publicity, Boyega Koshile, described the president as an enigmatic, tested, trusted politician and a Democrat whose democratic credentials are materials for research in academic circles. The governor prayed that God will continue to give him strength, wisdom, and good health to continue to serve and direct the affairs of the country towards political and economic prosperity. Lawmakers in the Lagos State House of Assembly have joined other eminent personalities to congratulate President Bola Tinubu on the occasion of his 73rd birthday. This is contained in a statement signed by the chairman, House Committee on Information, Strategy and Security, Stephen Ogundipe, on behalf of the Speaker, Mudashiru Obasa, principal officers, and other lawmakers. They extolled the president's remarkable journey of leadership and dedication, his commitment to human development and national unity, which has inspired countless individuals and communities across Nigeria and beyond. According to them, President Tinubu's steadfast approach to governance ability to foster collaboration and innovation is moving the nation towards a path of renewal and greatness. The lawmakers prayed for continued good health, long life, and wisdom to navigate the complexities of governance and be blessed with the strength to realize his vision for the country. Now to foreign news. The Sudanese army has seized control of a key market in Omdurman, Khartoum's twin city, building on a series of recent successes in its offensive against the Rapid Support Forces, RSF. The announcement comes days after it also took control of most parts of the capital in a potentially pivotal victory in a devastating 2-year war that has caused the world's largest humanitarian crisis. The army centers that the recapture of Khartoum, which had been under RSF control for most of the war, will mark a shift in battlefield momentum that could spread to other areas. In our sports, George Washington University has appointed a United States-based Nigerian sportswoman, Ganiat Adedunton, as the head coach of its women's basketball team. Adedunton was the coach of Colgate University women's basketball until her new appointment. The basketball professional trainer served as the head coach at Colgate University from 2021 to 2025. During her tenure, she led the team to great feats, achieving 20 back-to-back victory seasons, 20 victory seasons, and setting a school record with 23 wins at the 2024-2025 season. The Associate Vice President and Director of Athletics, Michael Lippitz, described Adedunton as the right leader to return the university's women's basketball to the top of the A10 and the national stage. And that's all for the news at 6. Ensure you make use of a seatbelt while driving. You can follow us and like all our various social media platforms. On X at Traffic Radio 961, Facebook Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, Instagram Lagos Traffic Radio 961. On YouTube, subscribe and watch us live on our channel, Traffic Radio 961. You can also visit our website on www.trafficradio961.ng. Did you know that the Sanwo-Olu administration empowered 600 women with ingenious business ideas to the tune of 4 billion naira through the Lagos State Employment Trust Fund (LSETFW) initiative to empower Lagosians? You can get more details on the Lagos State government's website. To end the news, here are the highlights of the major stories. The Lagos Waste Management Authority (LOMA) has called on residents to properly bag and dispose their waste through their PSP operators during and after the Eid al-Fitr festivities. The Tertiary Education Trust Fund has announced plans to establish 18 innovation hubs across tertiary institutions in 2025 to strengthen Nigeria's research and innovation. We also told you that the Sudanese army has seized control of a key market in Omdurman, Khartoum's twin city, building on a series of recent successes in its offensive against the Rapid Support Forces, RSF. And in sports, George Washington University has appointed a United States-based Nigerian sportswoman, Ganiat Adedunton, as the head coach of its women's basketball team. For contact with the newsroom, please send a message to info@trafficradio961.ng. And that ends the news broadcast compiled by Sadiq Yusuf. I am Akan Usen. Thanks for listening and please stay safe. Good evening.
Timeliness begins with the letter T.